Okay, we're on.
Okay, we're on Masechta Pesachim Daf Daled. Rav bar Achve Rab Chia. Rav was the son of Rab Chia's brother, Ubar Achse, and the mother was Rav Chia's sister from a different mother. So they were not his parents were not related because they were like stepbrother and stepsister. So Kisak Lahasam, when Rav went to visit Rav Chia, his uncle in Eretz Yisrael, Amarle, so Rav Chia asked Rav, who was coming from Bavel, Ivu was Rav Chia's brother. Ivu Kayim, is Ivu still alive? So Rav responded, Amarle Ima Kayemes. He said, Ima, who was his mother, who was Rav Chia's sister, why didn't you ask me about Ima? So Amarle, Rav Chia asked him, Ima Kayemes? So Amarle, Ivu Kayim. So you understand, this is still in this concept of speaking a Lashon Nakiya. He didn't want to be the bearer of bad news. Both had passed away, but he responded to Rav Chia in a way that he didn't have to, he sort of hinted at it. And Rav Chia understood the hint. So this is after when you're told about somebody dying, it's beyond 30 days. So you hold Avelis one day. And part of Avelis is taking off your shoes. And you only have Avelis one day. And for example, taking off your shoes that's enough. You've shown Siman Avelis, and you don't have to show all of them. The Hoilich Kli Achra Lebes HaMerchatz. He told his servant, though, take my clothing, I'm going to the bathhouse later. Now, normally you don't take a bath if you're an Avel. So, because you don't have to keep the whole day, only part of the day. Like the last day of Shiva, you only keep part of the day. So when it's a Shmuach, when it's a Shmua Rechoka, when you hear bad news after 30 days, there's leniencies. And so Shema Mina Tlos, we learned 3 halachos from this episode. Shema Mina Avel Asher Benilas Asando, that wearing shoes is one of the prohibitions. Shema Mina Shmua Rechoka and Noegas Lo Yom Echad. And when you hear about a death after 30 days, it's only one day. By the way, that does not apply to parents. Only other relatives. And the din is, the part of the day is like the whole day. Hahuda Amar Doini Dini. There was a person, whenever he was involved in business disputes, he would say, take me to Bezdin. Shma mina midon ka'asi. So it was said about him that he came from Shevet Dan. Ichsiv, Dan yadina ma'okechat Sheftei Yisrael. Dan was always involved in din. Hahu David ka'azov v'amar, akif yoma iski bira. I want to build my beautiful dream house on the coast. But Kuvash Chodim is Zvulun Kasi. They checked. His Yichus was from Shevet Zvulun. Dechsiv, Zvulun L'chof Yamin Yishkon, because Zvulun lived by the sea. Okay. Hashta the Kaimelan de Kulama, or to who. So we've established that everybody now holds that Ur means the night of Bichte. Bein Rav Yudah, Bein Rav Meir. Chametz Eino Asel Mishay Shosel Mala. So both according to Rav Yudah, Rav Meir. Chametz is only prohibited after the 6th hour. Nivdok b'shis. So what are we doing bedika from the night before? Just do bedika in the 6th hour. Maybe you'll say zrizin magdim mitzvos. People who are alert or enthusiastic or careful. Wake up early to do mitzvos. So nivdok mitzafra. So you should just check from the morning. Tichsiv v'yom hashmini yimol psarla. So it says on the 8th day you shall do mila. V'tani kol hayom kulo kosher lemila. You can do mila the whole day. So why not do the bedika in the morning? You know why? In the morning, people are out at work. People gather at home at night. So we want to do the bedika at night when everybody's there. And, or on there, you offer lebdika. Candlelight is better than daylight. In order to, it goes into the cracks better, so it's better at night. On Rabbi Hilkach, Haitzur Rabbanon. Here's that word, Sur Rabbanon, which means Talmud Chacham. Lo liftach be'idne be'urto. You shouldn't start learning the place of the Nagyar base, so the end of the 13th day going into the 14th. Because Dilma Marshkale Shmaitz, he'll get thoroughly engaged in this sugya, and he'll forget, he'll forget to do Bedikas Chametz. And that's the halacha. Except if you have a Daf Yomi. If you have a Kviyas Mat every day and it's that time, you could learn. Otherwise, you shouldn't learn until you do Bedikas Chametz. Boy min Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak. Hamaskir bais lechaver. You own a house and you're renting it out to your friend Barbosar. Almi livdok. Who needs to do the Bedikas Chametz? Ala maskir livdok? Is it me, the owner? The Chamira Didehu? Because the Chametz is his. Or Dilma Lasoicha livdok. Maybe the guy was going to rent it. The Chametz is going to be in his possession once Pesach comes. So Toshma. Maskir bais lechaver. So ala soicha lasos le mezuzah. So when you rent a house, the renter puts the mezuzah up. So the Gemara wants to say the same thing by Mila. Wants to say no, because that's no comparison. Mezuzah, the chiyuv is not on the owner of the house or the owner, right? It's the whoever dwells there. So the question is, by Bedikas Chametz, what's the get there? Hachamai. Armel Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak Tamina. Amaskir bais lechavero. Imagine masol maftechos chalar basar. If you haven't given over the keys to the renter yet, and the night of the 14th hits, ala maskir livdok, then the owner of the property has to do the bedika. Now, im shemasol maftechos chalar basar. If you gave the keys to the renter on the afternoon of the 13th, and then the night of the 14th comes, ala soicha livdok. And that's the halacha. Boy b'nei Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak. Amaskir bais lechaver barbasar. Let's say you rent it to somebody 14th in the morning. Now, does the renter have to assume that the bedika was done already the night before? Chazkaso baduk? Oh, ain't chazkaso baduk. Is it considered chazaka that the house has been nivdak for the night before? Now the Gemara says, "Lamay nafkamina." I mean, the shaila? So let's go ask the owner. Did he do it or did he not do it? So the nafkamina is the lesson of the shiyule. There is the guy's not around, the owner's not around to ask. La trichlai mai. Do we trouble the guy to find the owner to ask him, or do we just say we assume that if the guy owned it the night of the 14th, he would have done his own bedika? The answer to this question is a Mishnah. Hakol ne'amonim al bir chametz. Everybody is believed to give testimony that on the 14th the house was checked. Afilu noshim, afilu avodim, afilu ketanim. These are people normally that we don't believe. We don't believe they're Eidos. My time of Mehemni. Why all of a sudden are we believing them? Isn't it lav mishum dechazkaso baduk? Because we have on top of their testimony the concept that, well, whoever owned it at that time did the bedika. The kesavar kol chaverim heimetz abdikas chametz. Because, right, between a chaver and an amaretz and someone who doesn't know the halacha. Chaver knows the halacha regarding trumas and maestris and tumah v'tahara. But everybody's considered a careful person when it comes to bedikas chametz, because chametz is aser b'karetz b'mashu. So these people are also believed, even the noshim avodim b'ktanim, regarding bedikas chametz. The Tanya chaver shemeis, a chaver dies. V'niach megurim le'aperes. He left over a silo full of fruit, even if it's the same day. The chaver would never let fruit get out of his possession without taking trumas and maestris. Now, umimai, who says that which we say that they're believed is because everyone is chaverim by bedika? Maybe shiny on it, which is the garment honey. No, they gave test. It's not that we're not relying on chazaka. We're relying on what they said. Maybe if they didn't say it, there wouldn't be a chazaka that it was bedika. When they say something, does it normally have a halachic significance? It doesn't. So Elamai, what are you going to say? The chazkaso baduk, you're going to rely chazaka, haya kol nemani. But it says the read. If you're going to tell me it has to do with chazaka, why did the Baraisa say akol nemani? They're all believed if they tell us. It should just say kol abatim b'chazkas b'dukim barbosam aboyle. It should say the reason it's believed is because there's a chazaka that it's been baduk on the 14th. So Elamai, you're going to tell me mishum amir da'ani that in fact they're speaking up and saying what they saw last night makes a difference. And that what? Haloi amri hani. But if they wouldn't have said anything, we would lo. So obviously you have an answer now to our question. Tif should be named and chazgaso baduk. Then if we're going to say that without their stating something that it was checked last night, we would have assumed that it was not baduk. So you have your answer. And chazgaso baduk versus lo. You can't deduce like that. We could still say that it's for chazaka that it's baduk. We're talking about a case where we know for sure the owner has been in Hawaii. So we know for sure that it was not baduk. Yet, but these people piped up and said somebody baduked it. So maybe we shouldn't believe them. I'll just say, that maybe the Chacham won't believe them. The whole aspect of Dikas Chametz is just a stringency in the Rabbanon, because the Mita Raisa Bevital Ba'amasagile. Mita Raisa, all you have to do is Mevatel in your heart. That's Tashbisu enough, and therefore I knew Rabbanon be the Rabbanon. So since it's only a rabbinic stringency, the Chachamim believe them as well. Iboiler, we asked a fine question. Maskir by Chavero. Becheskas Baduk. The guy rented a house. He assumed that it was going to be Nivda. Or then he found a big piece of bread, Matzah Sheina Baduk now. Can he use this as a reason to go back on the rental deal? Is it Mekach Tos? He can go back on the deal or not? Toshma. There's no shaila in a neighborhood where people don't pay other people to do bedika because people want to do the mitzvah bedikas by themselves. Even in a place where they paid, still people would still rather spend their own money on it than somebody else's money, and therefore there's no mekach tos, and therefore you can't reverse the deal. It's not awesome. Reb Meir Omer oichlin kol chamesh. You can eat chametz the whole 5th hour of the day. V'sorfin b'tchilat sheish. right? If we talk about, let's say we're talking about the first hour of the day starts at 6 o'clock. So 6 to 7 is the first hour, 7 to 8 is the second hour, 8 to 9 is the third, 9 to 10 is the fourth, 10 to 11 is the fifth, and 11 to 12 is the sixth hour. So by noon, it's now entering into the seventh. Everyone holds that. So oichlin kol chamesh. You can eat from 10 to 11. The sorfin betchilas sheish. You have to burn at the beginning of 11. Rabbi Yehuda oichlin kol arba. You can eat the fourth hour. Toilin kol chamesh. Right, from 9 to 10, you can eat. From 10 to 11, it's suspended. You don't burn and you don't eat. The sorfin betchilas sheish, and we burn at the beginning of sheish, at the beginning of 11. The kulam and mia chametz misheishos l'mala osir. According to everybody, chametz is osir in the sixth hour. From beginning of the sixth hour, it's osir. How do you know that? Amar Abaya, trei kroi ksivi. That means from 12 noon on, it's osir. It's two psukim. Ksiv, shivas yamim sa'or lo yimativ v'asechem. 7 days you can't find chametz. Uksiv, ach bayom harishon tashbisu sa'or v'asechem. On the first day, get rid of it. Well, you already have a pasuk that says on the first day, shivas yamim, Pesach is only 7 days. Already the first day is included there. What's this ach bayom harishon? Haketcha. L'rabo is abos or l'bir. The ach, the bayom harishon here refers to the 14th, not to the first day of Pesach. It refers to the 14th. And the 14th, you burn chametz as well. Maybe it comes to say that you burn chametz the night of the 15th. The Sakadai Ramar thought, yamim ksiv, yamim in. You burn chametz because it says shivas yamim. So I might think yamim ksiv, yamim in, where there's a chiyuv tashbitzu, and there's a chiyuv bir chametz. Leilos lo, kamash v'lo nafilu leilos, and therefore maybe ach bayom harishon includes the night. So the Gemara says, we wouldn't have need that to tell me the night. The iskis has bashas seor lachilas chametz. And we're going to learn a convoluted connection, limud, why the Gemara doesn't need the pasuk to tell me the night is a time of bir chametz. Okay, we'll stop here.